Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode number 2 of Goose's Garage here on GTA Online. Now, make sure that you read the disclaimer before this video. Make sure you read it. Go ahead and go back and read it, because we have to go pick up a car that I just ordered, which is the topic of today's video, which is the in-game ZR350 by Honest. It's part of the tuners update. Okay, the thing is, the real-life counterpart of this vehicle is banned. It is currently not allowed anywhere within this country. So we have to be real discreet when we go pick it up. We're gonna go pick it up now. So let's go ahead and grab a car and drive and go pick it up. We want to pick something that's discreet. So I think we're gonna take our Shafter V12. So as you heard me say, this vehicle that we're going to pick up is currently still banned in Los Santos, alright? So we want to drive something that's discreet when we go pick it up, and we're going to have to be quick bringing it back to the shop. I had it delivered to my satellite location, my apartment, because I didn't want anybody to really pick up on it and try to intercept it, stop me from getting it. But here we are. We finally got our hands on one. So we're gonna go grab it, bring it back to the shop. We're gonna get to test it out on the road stock before we give it some get it some upgrades. This thing looks beautiful. It looked beautiful online whenever I placed the order. And we're almost there. Here we are, finally getting into the garage, and there it is. This is just one of my remote locations, one of my satellite locations where I keep a few vehicles and for specific drop-offs like what you see here. This, my friends, is the Honest ZR350. And if you read the disclaimer, you know why it's banned. But let's go ahead, test this thing out stock. Okay, so we're going to test this out stock while we drive it back to the auto body shop here. We got to get it there quick. This thing is hitting high speeds stock. Alright everybody, so here it is again, the Honest ZR350. Just a little bit about the vehicle before we start customizing it. So it is available online at the Legendary Motorsports website for $1,615,000 GTA dollars via the Los Santos Tuners update. If you unlock the trade price for it via leveling up your RP at the LS car meets, you can get the trade price, which is $1,211,250, which is what I purchased it for. So we are already 1.211 mil in the hole. Let's see what we can do. It already has a completely different sound, and with this vehicle in particular, we are going to hold nothing back as far as armor, as far as upgrades. So like I said, we are not going to hold back at all. There are the headlights, as you can see, but we're going to go ahead and fully upgrade this. This is going to be our baby, okay? This is going to be one of our best vehicles. It's going to go in the nightclub garage, which is where I keep my best vehicles. So we're going to go ahead and do the 100% armor upgrade, which is listed at $47,500. Now, some of these prices are discounted because I own this auto garage. You get discounted prices for some of these upgrades, all right? Now, if you take it to a regular Los Santos Customs shop, it's probably going to be about $50,000 to do your full 100% armor upgrade, okay? So just keep that in mind. Some of these prices are going to be a little lower because of the discount, because of having the auto shop. So we're going to go ahead and give it race brakes, which is going to put us at $33,250 for that. Our bumpers, let's take a look at what we have. So we have a vented stock bumper that looks kind of nice. We have a street bumper, a race bumper, a cutout bumper, a painted cutout bumper, and a tuner bumper. I think I like the race bumper, I really do. So I think we're going to go with the race bumper, which is going to put us at $11,115. For the rear bumpers, we only have two choices. We have the rear diffuser and the primary tipped diffuser. So what I'll do is keep the primary tipped diffuser for $7,030 because of that color touch that it has on the edge of the diffuser. For the engine upgrades, as far as the engine block goes, we have either the primary engine or the secondary engine. In this case, I think we're going to go with the secondary engine, which is going to put us down another $45,543. The air filter, we have quite a few choices here. The primary air intake, secondary air intake on the left there. The race air intake, which is the classic blue and red that you normally see. Primary performance air adds another hose, okay? Secondary performance, race performance, secondary hose again. Primary turbo intake and secondary turbo intake. I think to add a touch of color, we're going to go with the secondary turbo air intake system for $41,667. For the strut brace, we have a lot of choices. We have 13 choices. There's the polished, the carbon, the medium polished, the medium titanium, titanium strut brace, the triangulated strut brace, wide titanium strut brace, large polished, sticker bombed, polished twin, extreme billet, which adds a little bit of spacing, lightened strut brace. That's a racing strut brace. I think what I want to do, I kind of like triangulated just because it looks different, but I think what we're going to end up doing is the lightened strut brace, racing strut brace for $26,790. Engine tunes, of course. What would we be if we didn't do a level 4 engine upgrade for $31,825? And for the intercooler, we have a custom intercooler, a small logo, a large logo intercooler with twin fans, and intercooler with a water sprayer. This is what I prefer for this vehicle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a large logo intercooler, just because this I really do love the look of that large logo down there, the brand name. So we're going to go with that, which is going to put us at another $1,568. Now onto the exhaust. We have our stock exhaust. We have our street exhaust. Our titanium tipped, which I always like that torched look. Dual titanium, dual exhaust. Square exit, very nice. Angled exit, alternate. Angled blast pipes, straight blast pipes. Just because I am not a fan of the angled blast pipes or the pipes that stick completely up past the back bumper, I am going to go with the square exit exhaust, which is another $9,263. So for the fenders, we have bolted fenders, which I'm not a fan of because you can see the bolt-ons, not for this vehicle at least. You have the primary front fenders and the carbon front fenders, stock rear, and basically the same fenders front and back. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with the primary front, which is $1,615, and $1,615 for the back. We have our stock headlights, which stick up completely. We have our sleepy eyes, which come up a little bit, and then you get your drowsy eyes, which are just a little bit further up. Just for this, I'm going to go with the drowsy eyes, which is $8,721. I like that halfway look on this. For the hood catches, I like hood catches on this game a lot. I just like having that extra little bit of design up there. I think what we'll do is we will go with, I haven't quite decided on the color scheme yet at this point, so I think what we'll do is we'll go with the regular latch hood pins. Okay, we won't do any colors on them. We'll just stick with the regulars. I just had an idea. I think after looking at this, I think I'll go with the blue latch hood pins for $3,506. And for the actual hood, we have a see-through hood, which is interesting. Doesn't really fit for this vehicle at all. We have the carbon stock hood, the ribbed hood, which has just those two little indents across the center right next to the hood pins. Carbon ribbed alt, which is a different type of indentation there. Then we have the carbon ribbed. Then we have the cutting vented hood, carbon cutting vented hood, the trident vented hood, carbon trident, the kidney, the carbon kidney, the fully vented, and the carbon fully vented. We are going to do something a little more subtle. This seems to be a little bit too much for me, especially with the pins there. So I think what we'll do is we'll go with the trident vented hood for $11,780. For the horn, this is something that is completely up to you. I like the musical, these musical horns. So this is completely optional. For now, I will leave this stock since I don't think you really need to change the horn. So that's going to be a whopping $0 that you have to change there. Now for the interior, this is where a lot of the tuner cars start to get expensive, and a lot of Benny's vehicles start to get expensive because the inside has a lot of customization options. As for the dash, you have the street interior, which doesn't change it all that much. Then you have the semi-stripped, which takes the flooring out a little bit, the race dash and stripped, and then the carbon dash and stripped interior. Of course, this is going to be a tuner car. It's going to be a drifter, possibly. I'm not sure where I want to go with it, so I'm going to go with the carbon dash and stripped interior, which is $18,411. The dials. So we have, these are the stock dials. We have the single tachometer, right? Then we have the dash gauges over there on the right, the pod tack with the dash gauges, and then the pod mounted tack. We're going to go with the pod tack and dash gauges for $14,877. As for the doors, we have a lot of options here. These are the stock doors. We have the weave door panels, the weave doors with the handle, lightweight weave panels, ballistic fiber with panels, ballistic fiber door panels with the handle, lightweight lightweight ballistic fiber panels, carbon door panels, and carbon door panels with the handle. So to match the interior, we're going to go with the carbon at $14,706. As for seats, I am a big fan of a lot of these seats. The carbon race seats are very nice, but as far as this goes, we don't really need the carbon seats in my opinion. I like some of these racing seats. So we're just going to the carbon tuner seats, the painted tuner seats, ballistic fiber sport seats, carbon fiber sports. So we have basically sports seats, tuner seats, bucket seats, and the track seats. So we're going to go with the tuner seats, the carbon tuner seats. We're going to go with this option, carbon tuner seats. That's $7,596. For the steering wheel, this is all completely preferential. It's up to you. It ranges from $12,768 for the discounted price at the auto shop all the way up to $20,000. I don't really care for this design. I like the more of the streetcar design, which is something like what I'm looking at here, the formula cutout. Don't necessarily need the formula buttons. I do like the paddle shifters, so we may have to find something with paddle shifters on it. The Sprint Professional is probably what we're going to go with, which is $19,152. And for the roll cage, we can add a street cage, which is just a basic roll cage, a racer cage, which the difference is barely. The angle changes just a tad across some of these bars, and this one changes to a straight bar. Secondary racer cage, padded racer roller cage, secondary padded racer roller cage. So we're going to go with the padded racer roll cage, which is $2,613. For our lights, our headlights, of course, we're going to do xenon lights. The xenon lights are around $7,500. And for the neon kit, we're going to do front, back, and sides. At the Los Santos Customs, I believe it's $30,000. Here it's $28,500. But we are going to come back to the color. We're going to come back to the neon, but until we decide what color we're going to make this vehicle. So here's for the livery. We have quite a few options. We have the classic racing stripes, which it is all white right now. The vehicle is white, so you can't really see them. You can barely see them right there on the hood at certain angles, right next to the hood pins, right below the vents. Then you have the Honest Stripes. The Honest Stripes alternate, which is just a gray, which changes to a black because of the metallic color and depending on where the lighting is. The shopping list, which adds some sponsors on the sides. Shopping list alternate, which changes the text to white. The Sakura tree, which is kind of cool. I like this a lot. I'm not sure if it will match with the color scheme that I'll be going for. Then you have the Sprunk, which is another sponsor. Princess Robot Bubblegum, classic anime, you know, the good old anime livery. Classic Honest Racing alt. The Atomic Drift Team, which you have to have your reputation at the LS car meets up to level 42 to get this item. The Chappelle, the Kasama chevrons. This is a nice livery, but you have to have your RP up to level 102 at the LS car meet to have that. Winning is winning. RP at 129. This is RP at 154. RP at 179. So of the ones that we can choose from, I do believe we're going to go with the Sakura tree, which is going to put this another $22,202. Loss and theft prevention. If you buy it off the website, it already has both. I don't know how to say this word. The louvers. We're not going to put any louvers on there at all, so that's $0. We're going to go with the tuner mirrors, which is $10,944. We are going to go with the free. We're going to go with the black plate. It's one of my favorites. That's $570. Nothing much there. A respray. This is where the true customization of this vehicle comes in my opinion, not just with the intercoolers and the turbos and everything like that, but the primary color. So we are going to make this a pearlescent vehicle, so we're going to go ahead and put a metallic color on here. We just need to decide which one. I already have a midnight purple mixed with a midnight blue on the Jester, which is going to be in a later video. We're going to be looking for something to match the livery, the tree, the cherry blossom on the side. So we're going to be looking more towards the reds or the blues even. Some of the browns look pretty decent, but let's go ahead and start looking here at there's bronze, gold, bright orange. Orange would be okay. This bright orange brings back memories of certain movies, you know. But if we look here, salmon pink is pretty good. The Fister pink, hot pink, candy red. I think what we'll do is we're going to go with a salmon pink, although that does kind of clash with the trees on the side. So if we did a black, I believe that's what we'll do. We're gonna go with a complete black here, so that way it kind of blends in the trees a little bit. It kind of hides it just a tad. And for our pearlescent, now is when we will go with the salmon pink. Add just a little touch with the flower blossoms across. Sorry, I didn't get the prices, but it's gonna be a rough estimate. Is gonna be for the black color on the metallic, for the black metallic, it's going to be about $1,300. For the pearlescent, it's about $16,000. So we're just gonna go ahead and say $17,000 for this color combination. And for our secondary color, this is mainly gonna change some things on the inside. As you can see, it's gonna change, which is gonna change our brake pads down here. As you can see, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get a salmon pink on those as well. We can't. So what we'll do, just so it looks a little more flashy, I think we'll just put, this is actually a tough decision. We'll go ahead and go with the regular racing brakes, the red racing brakes. We're going to add those in at $5,938. For the trim color, which is going to be the inside, it's going to change the padding on our roll cage here. We may try to match the outside a little bit. And with the salmon pink, that may be a good touch. So that's going to be another $5,200. Accent color, which is going to change pretty much the back of your gauges. If we could change those, if it's available, to a salmon pink, we'll go with that as well. That's another 5,200. No crew emblem. So right now this vehicle's looking pretty nice. So for the roof, we have a race roof scoop, a carbon roof scoop, a tuner roof scoop, and a carbon tuner roof scoop. We're gonna go with the tuner roof scoop to stick with the tuner theme, which is gonna be $1,520. For our skirts, we have quite a few options. We have the street skirts, not much of a change. It kind of squares it off a little bit. As you can see, the change here kind of brings it even with the wheels. Carbon tuner skirts. Here's the tuner skirt, or the street skirts. Here's the tuner skirt, the carbon tuner skirt, the race skirt, which adds a little bit of aerodynamics on the backside towards the back wheels. Carbon race, vented skirts, carbon vented competition skirts, carbon competition custom skirts, which adds a little bit more of a wide body feel. Carbon custom extended skirts. The difference in the two is in the back. It adds a little bit on the back end towards the diffuser. As you can see here, it kind of adds that extra little piece in the back. So we're gonna go with the extended skirts for $18,050. For the splitter, not sure if we even need one, but there's a lot of options here. We have a plastic splitter, which is just gonna be just a regular like black plastic. Then we have our secondary splitter here, which is gonna put the red in because that's what our brake pads. Our primary splitter is going to be the same color as our vehicle, which is just black, but it has a little bit of the pearlescent on it. Then we have the carbon splitter, of course, the primary tipped canards. I don't know how to say that either. I'm thinking it's canards. I don't know if I want to do canards on this vehicle, but it's going to stick those on there regardless here if it's a race. So we're just going to go with the primary splitter for $11,799. For the spoiler, the optional spoiler, that's kind of nice. I kind of like that. It's the cheapest option. There's our secondary splitter, which we won't be doing. There's our street spoiler, our carbon street spoiler, our tuner spoiler, carbon tuner, race spoiler. Here's our competition spoiler, and our big wing, carbon big wing, a rear mounted spoiler, a carbon rear mounted, and then our rear mounted alt. So what I think we'll do is we'll stick with something a little more low profile. The livery does extend onto the spoiler. I think what we'll do is stick with optional spoiler here for $6,698. Sun strips, we have quite a few. There's the primary sun strip, which kind of extends the livery onto the front. Then we have just a plastic sun strip, the white Fukaru, black Fukaru, white Meinmacht, black Meinmacht, white power metal, and black power metal. I think what we'll do is we'll put the primary, since it extends the livery onto the sun strip, we'll just keep that for $855. For our suspension, of course, we're going to go with competition suspension, which is $4,180. For our taillights, we have some covers we can use. We have green, we have red, we have yellow, we have blue, and we have iridescent. I'm going to go with the iridescent just because I like the little torched rainbow look. So $13,680 for that. And for the transmission, we're going to go with the race transmission, of course, which is going to tack on another $38,000. For the turbo, of course, turbo tuning, normally it's $50,000. For this, with the discount, it's $47,500. And for our wheels, this is where we have to be very particular with what we choose. Wheel type, I want to stick with a tuner wheel because some of these tuner wheels are very nice. I'm not sure if I want to go with any chrome wheels right now. Let's just find a good set of tuner wheels. There's the Driftmeister, the Slicers, El Quattro, the dubbed, 5-star, Slideways, Apex, Stanced, Counter Sear. Those are kind of nice. The Endo V1s, the Endo V2 Dish, the Group Z, the Chokudori. Those are not too bad either. The Chicane, Saisoku, not bad. The Dished 8, the Fujiwara, Zokusha, the Battle V, or the Battle 8s, the Rally Masters, which are simple, very nice. I think what we'll do, I saw one that I did really like. I think what we'll do is we'll end up going for probably one of the cheaper options, which is the Super Mesh for $6,000. For our wheel color, we're gonna stick, we have carbon black. What would salmon pink look like on our wheels? Do we have salmon pink for the wheels? Salmon pink on the wheels? Not sure. I think we may stick with the black here just to keep it simple. Yeah, the black does look a lot better in my opinion. That's $590. Although You don't necessarily need to change the color. You could just leave them alloy, but I'll change it black. And for the tires, tire design, we want custom tires. So it says Endo's 32RR by Atomic. And for tire enhancements, of course, we're going to do bulletproof tires, which is going to be $23,750. And we're not going to change the tire smoke. And for our windows, of course, we're going to add the limo tint, make it dark as hell, $4,750. So here we are with the finished product so far. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it to the airstrip and test it out a little bit and see how it does. As a matter of fact, we're going to take this to the LS car meet and see how this does, which luckily is just right down the road. So just for being here, we get a little bit of RP. Let's go ahead and hop in this thing and see if we can't open up the doors a little bit. Not too bad. Let's take it on the test track and see how we can do. Now again, I am a self-proclaimed good driver, but every time I do a time trial, I end up eating my own words. So we're going to go ahead and try a time trial on the test track here and see how it does. It's not too bad. And we beat our personal best. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So after doing a little bit of math and some estimations on some prices that I may have gotten wrong to begin with, all in all, with the purchase of the vehicle being at the trade price $1,211,250, or $1,211,250, all in price with all these upgrades to make it look like exactly what it looks like here, is $1,857,042. So it is quite expensive. As with any tuner vehicle will be, any tuner vehicle is going to be expensive as hell because of all the upgrades you can put on it, and the cars themselves being at such a high price point because of the recency of their releases. Quick disclaimer at the end of this video. Here, look at me. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, you do not need to own these vehicles. I am not telling anybody to go out and buy these vehicles, okay? Because yes, if you have been on the grind longer than me, and you've got plenty of money to do so, feel free. But for me, my grind isn't near what all of my other friends that play this game are, or what any of you guys are. Therefore, I may have, spent a little bit of money on some shark cards to be able to get some of these vehicles. All right, I don't see a problem with it. I really love this game, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now: do not spend your own money if you don't want to. The reason that it's there is because you can spend it if you want to. If you want to just grind, save up your money, and blow it all on this one vehicle, that's perfectly fine. Do not, just because I did it, don't go and do it yourself, okay? Now that we just picked up some ammunition, what we're gonna do is we're going to deliver this to the nightclub. Let's go ahead, get in, cue the race music, and let's deliver this bad boy to the nightclub. Let's see how it drives. Buckle up and enjoy. Alright guys, now we are back in the garage with the rest of the collection, the better parts of the collection so far. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure and drop a like, make sure and subscribe, give me a thumbs up also on the video, and let me know in the comments what you think. Big shout out to Luxy Zion for telling me he liked the last video. Big shout out to him, and also for adding the extra element of me telling you how much it costs for all of the upgrades and for the car itself. I really do appreciate it. I know I'm still ironing out the kinks. This video was a little longer than the first one because I explained the prices as I went. Next time I'm gonna do it a little quicker next time around. I'm gonna just say the price, and then I'm going to add it up at the end and tell you at the end instead of adding it up during the recording. But anyway guys, thanks again so much for watching. This has been your lead anchor Goose for the Goose Gaming Network for episode 2 of Goose's Garage, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.